Hello, everyone, and welcome to this brief webinar on reducing stress and rekindling happiness. I'm Michelle Brianna, and we're just waiting for a few more people to arrive. So, as we wait, feel free to jump in the chat, let me know where you're watching in from. And the goal today is to transform your mindset, grow inner peace, and heal negative emotions through expressive arts and meditation. So today we're really going to dive into how we can reduce stress and how we can rekindle happiness through those modalities, that expressive arts and that meditation. So let's go ahead and jump right in. The first question everyone always asks me is, who is this course for, right? That's what you want to know before we continue on. So individuals who feel inspired to deepen their guided meditation practices. If you have been meditating, or it's something that you would like to start doing, or it's something that you would like more experience in, this is for you. For those seeking to rekindle their creative nature, maybe you're in a creative slump. Maybe you feel you've never been creative and you're looking to spark something within yourselves. This is for you. For anyone who wants to utilize mindfulness and expressive arts as a means to heal, strengthen, or explore their subconscious, this is for you. Counselors, therapists, life coaches, teachers, or professionals wanting to expand their practice through adaptive techniques in expressive arts and meditation, this is also for you. So maybe you've been in practice for a while and you're just looking for some new ideas, some new techniques or approaches, and we'll have those here today. Now, a little bit about me, right? The next question I get asked, well, who are you to share this information? Well, again, my name is Michelle Brianna. I am a mental health counselor and expressive arts therapy intern, Reiki master, meditation practitioner, life coach, author, and the CEO of A Home for Art, Inc. I hold a dual bachelor's in psychology and creative literature, a master's in clinical counseling, and very soon in the future, I will be working toward the second master's in creative writing and my PhD. So I was a former commercial model, voiceover actress, a robot handler, Disney entertainer, teacher, public speaker, and I've been featured in places like Inspiring Lives magazine, the Kind Army podcast, and on the Fierce Women Project, as well as local news and radio sources here in sunny Florida for the work and some of the things that I've been doing. So that's a little bit about who I am. And if you're saying to yourself, well, that's great and all, but where's the proof? I went ahead and provided you some. So here is my website, the Berry Patch, where I sell all of my children's books. Right now, I have 5 that are published, perfect for ages 0 to 7, all of them with motivational, inspirational, uplifting topics that really help kids to believe in themselves. As I said, I'm also the owner and founder of A Home for Art, which is a nonprofit that works with disadvantaged youth throughout Florida. That's really big on my heart. I am a clinical mental health counselor and expressive arts therapy intern. You can find me there on Psychology Today. I love working with new people. And then, of course, in the past, I've done a lot of commercials, whether locally or globally. So that's just a little bit about me. And again, you might be saying, that's great and all, wonderful credentials and education, but what if education and career experience aren't enough? So how about personal experience? In the past, I have had debilitating anxiety to where I could barely get out of bed. I was so fearful of having a panic attack that I essentially trapped myself within my home. I couldn't cross bridges. I couldn't go to stadiums or concerts. I had trouble being in doctor's offices. I couldn't take flights. It was very difficult to just go to school, to go to work, to function. I came from a broken home where I questioned my self-worth and limitations of my future. And when I say broken home, I'm talking drug addiction, mental illness, spouse abuse, poverty, right? So a lot of these key factors that we think of when we consider a broken home. I worked dozens of odd-end jobs seeking meaning, yet always feeling lost, constantly trying to find purpose and meaning in life, thinking this will be the one, this will be the one, and getting into these new jobs and just finding that I was depleted. I've been bullied. I've been diagnosed with scoliosis and have dealt with chronic pain because of that. I have struggled academically, and I know you might be thinking, well, you have all those degrees. How could you be struggling? And I am doing well, right? Honors, A's and B's in every single one of those degrees. But prior to my bachelor's degree, I really struggled in school, especially with topics like math. And I've also fallen into a deep depression that I thought would crush me. So then I discovered something new, meditation and expressive art. And I didn't just meditate. I took meditative journeys specifically designed to help me heal, to question, and to process. And I didn't just paint a picture. I created art, danced, wrote, sang, and reshaped my life through creative subconscious exploration. I turned my struggles into drive, purpose, and strength. And you can do it too. Without having to be an artist or knowing how to meditate, you can build a foundation for core transformation. So today we're going to immerse ourselves in meditation and an expressive activity just so that I can show you how truly easy it is. All you're going to need is a quiet space, somewhere that you won't be bothered by family or pets just for a little while, a pen or pencil, and one sheet of paper of any kind. Whatever you have lying around in your car, at your desk, or in your home right now will be perfect. Now, if you have other art supplies, that's great too. You're welcome to use those, but I really want to show you how accessible and how easy this is. And today, you can see here I have a sample outline. We're going to do an introduction meditation, which is going to involve a body scan. We're going to do a little bit of expressive art, and we're going to do some writing prompts. And because I hate when I watch a great webinar knowing there's an offer at the end that will yank me into disappointment with its $300 or 6 payments of $1,000 price scale, I'm going to set your mind at ease right off the bat. There is a course offer at the end. It costs $39.99. There's also a payment plan. It will provide you with hours of activities, free workbooks, a bonus self-care guide, bonus activities and meditations, access to supportive Facebook groups, and one-on-ones with me to deepen the therapeutic setting if needed. I value your personal experience and transformation more than I value money, and I think everyone should have access to more affordable wellness opportunities. Therapy, meditation, and expressive arts counseling cost my clients $50 to $125 per hour. And in my course, you then essentially get a over $1,200 value, not including the bonuses. So I have nothing to hide because I know this is a great offer, and I hope that you'll check it out. Sigh of relief on your end, and moving on. Another question you might be asking is, why do I need this? And how is this combination of art, meditation, and therapeutic process and methods going to help me or be different from what I've already tried before? And what are the benefits? So let's go ahead and take a closer look at each. So what I'm going to show you can help with an array of different things, but let's just look at one topic, stress. Usually the most familiar, and let's consider why we need or might want to illuminate it and eliminate it, and why this method is desirable. Stress, just this one topic, lots of things we could focus on. What does stress cause? Well, poor sleep. What does poor sleep lead to? Obesity, heart disease, diabetes, strokes, depression. What else does stress add to life? Weight gain or loss. Chronic stress that's poorly managed can elevate cortisol levels that stimulate your appetite, with the end result being weight gain and difficulty losing unwanted pounds. Brain fog. When we're stressed, we have a difficult time creating short-term memories and turning those into long-term memories. So it's more difficult to learn when we're stressed, whether that's in an educational environment or perhaps a work environment. Stress also leads to anxiety or depression. 51% of adults in a study who felt stressed reported feeling depressed, and 61% reported feeling anxious, more than half in both cases just from stress. Serious health conditions, a lot of us know about these already. Stress can cause obesity, heart disease, Alzheimer's, diabetes, depression, gastrointestinal problems, and asthma. Asthma was a new one for me when I was researching this. I didn't realize that that was a part of stress. So here we just have this one topic that we know gives us poor sleep, weight gain, brain fog, anxiety or depression, and other health conditions. Unfortunately, we've all experienced one of these things at some point in time. And each one of these topics has even greater threats underlying it, right? Just poor sleep. Look at that: heart disease, diabetes, stroke, depression. So next, we're going to look at how is this combination different, right? This answers the question, why do we need this? Well, if we're just looking at stress, this is why we need this. We want to avoid all of these things. But let's look at how this combination, right, of creative expression, meditation, and therapeutic transformation can be different, right? Why this combination is different or what's special about it. Well, creative expression is globally recognized. It's a therapeutic method with the ability to reveal meaning, enhance clarity, externalize and give form to unconscious or repressed ideas, allow for mind, body, soul integration, and alleviate symptoms of depression and anxiety. It's done through the use of multimodal constructs that allow students to explore various emotions, thoughts, and behaviors in a variety of created methods which add depth to the journey or process. Meditation and guided journeys have existed for thousands of years, just like art has, as a means to reduce stress, encourage emotional balance, increase one's ability to focus, reduce pain, lessen anxiety, diminish depression, enhance memory, promote compassion, and inspire productivity. So, you can imagine that combining both meditation and expressive arts becomes a uniquely transformative approach to self-discovery. However, I always recognize in webinars, in my workshops, in courses, that not all journeys will yield positive images when we're working with art, and that's okay. I am very much a believer in supporting both the shadow self and the light, because some of our greatest opportunities for growth lie in the deeper recesses of our mind. So, what are the benefits, right? If you are interested in working with expressive arts and utilizing meditation in combination, you will feel empowered while gaining a deeper sense of self. You can affirm your innermost desires and discover meaning and purpose. You can learn to self-soothe in order to reduce negative thoughts and emotions, increase self-love and gratitude, and unearth creative forces. So those are the actual benefits, or what you can get out of this practice. So now you're thinking, okay, I'm in. How do I get from A to B, from stressed to happy, or balanced, or at peace? So my method is called the KISS method, as in kiss anything that no longer serves you goodbye. And it's extremely easy to follow. We consider the concern. So maybe your concern right now is stress or anxiety or depression or worry, or you're just torn between two thoughts or emotions. We meditate for connection. And when I say connection, That might be different for everyone. It might mean connection to source, whatever that means for you. It can be connection to ourselves, right? It can be connection to our ancestors. Whatever it is for you, we meditate to connect. Next, we express for insight. And when I say express, I mean expressive art. So whether that's painting, drawing, dancing, coloring, finger painting, creating from clay, paper mache, magazine cutouts, collages, singing, and writing, right? Anything that allows you to express for insight. And finally, we explore to solidify change. Usually this is done through writing prompts so that you can explore deeper ideas and your own thoughts and emotions, but it might also be done through multimodal exploration. And what that means is that if you drew an image during that express for insight portion, you might stand up and dance that image or sing that image. And I show you how to do that in my course. So in one way or another, we continue to explore whatever we've created in order to solidify change. So who's stressed? Just give a quick reply in the poll there. That's why you're here, right? So let's actually do an exercise because, again, my goal is to heal and assist, and you're here to reduce stress and rekindle happiness. So this will take a total of maybe 12 minutes. I know your time is valuable, and it really helps if you can be somewhere quiet. When we do meditate, the goal is not to have the mind go blank. You can let it wander, that's okay. With art, the goal is not to judge the self, but to free the self. And when we look for insight, we are open to anything and trusting our inner voice. So go ahead and get comfortable, making sure that your feet are flat on the ground, or if you'd like to sit or lie down, that's okay too. Placing your hands on your abdomen or at your sides. And you can put a pillow under your knee or your head. Just really get comfortable and settle in wherever you are, sitting, standing, or lying down. And just begin by breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feeling the cool air traveling in through both nostrils. Being very aware of this cool air as it travels down the throat, filling the lungs, stretching the skin of the abdomen and the chest. And if it helps, you can imagine that you're breathing in a white light, just so that you can imagine it swirling in through both nostrils, traveling down the throat and filling the lungs. And then with each slow exhale, noticing the chest and the stomach lowering, melting down towards the spine. The heat of the breath coming up through the throat, touching the roof of the mouth, the gums, the back of the teeth, the tongue, and traveling out across the lips. Breathing in cool, crisp air and exhaling warmth. And now that your breath has slowed, you're already feeling a little bit more relaxed. With eyes closed, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And next, we become a little bit more aware of the present moment. And we do this by taking a moment to listen to whatever's around us, inside or outside, beginning with the sound of my voice, noticing the tone, the texture, the pitch, the speed, and then just allowing your ears to wander. Take an auditory journey. Really give full attention to each individual sound around you, maybe the air conditioning or a pet or noises from outside, whatever it is. Just listening. And as we continue today, we look at these sounds not as distractions, but a part of the only now that will ever be. And so we hear them with appreciation, with gratitude, not as distractions. And finally, we relax the body. So do whatever's most comfortable for you. But we're going to breathe in and tense certain muscles, and I'll guide you. And then as we exhale, we'll release the tension from that part of the body. Begin by giving all of your attention to your feet, breathing in slowly through the nose to tense the muscles here, spreading the toes, creating tension in just the feet ever so slightly as you're comfortable. And you can hold this as long as you'd like, but on an exhale, go ahead and release the tension in the feet. Breathing in to tense the muscles just in the calves, the shins, and the kneecaps, just gently squeezing the muscles here. And as you're ready, exhale to release. Breathing in, tensing only the thighs and glutes, hips and pelvis area. Just gently squeezing the muscles. And exhaling, release. You may already notice now that the upper half of your body feels different than the lower, perhaps lighter or heavier, warmer or colder, and just more relaxed in the lower half. Slow breath in through the nose, and this time as you exhale, pull your stomach muscles towards your spine and hold that there as you breathe in from your chest so that you're squeezing your abdominal muscles while breathing in from your chest. And as you exhale, just let the stomach drop out and the lower back release any tension that's there. Breathing in to tense the muscles around the rib cage, between the shoulder blades and down the spine, just squeezing gently here as you're comfortable, holding as long as you'd like, and exhaling out the mouth to release. Breathing in, shoulders coming up towards your ears, clenching the fist and just flexing the arms ever so slightly. And as you're ready, let those shoulders drop, the arms become heavy, and the palms fall open. Breathing in to clench your jaw and squunch up the face, creating as many lines as you can, feeling the tension in your head, neck, and throat. And slowly exhale, let the jaw drop open and any lines around the face, the mouth, the eyes, the forehead to soften. Now feeling fully relaxed, I want you to consider the word stress. And as you lay or sit here with your eyes closed, feeling relaxed, just consider the word stress. And I want you to see where you notice stress within your body, where you feel it the most. Perhaps as a burning sensation between the shoulder blades, perhaps as an overwhelmed feeling in the chest or the mind. You may feel it even in your legs or fingers. Just notice where stress resides the most within you. And I want you to imagine now that you shrink down and go inside that part of the body where stress is being held the most. Just imagine as best you can. There's no right or wrong way here. And as you stand inside this part of the body, look around with all of your senses. Notice what you hear in this space. Notice what you see in this part of the body that's full of stress. Notice what it smells like, or even if there's anything you can touch. And notice how you feel standing in this space, fully aware and observing the stress within your body. Now imagine that you grow back fully into yourself. You're big again. And what I want you to do now is just take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly open your eyes. And I want you to take just 1 to 3 minutes and draw whatever you saw or felt. We welcome stick figures, abstract art, scribble scrabble, or masterpieces. Remember, the goal is not the art itself, but what comes from it. So release your inner critic for now. And just take about 1 to 2 minutes to create something. And if you want to use other art supplies, that's okay too. Just taking about another minute. Remembering how it felt to stand in that part of the body, what it looked like or felt like. Just drawing an image that represents that experience. And you can always add more to it later because I know we're short on time here. So go ahead and find a stopping point with your art if you haven't already finished. Let's take a little bit more time to finish up, to add whatever's needed so that it feels complete for now. And then next to the art, or on the back, or on a new piece of paper, we're simply going to answer 3 questions. And if you'd like, you can also speak your answers out loud or just think them in your head. I always say that it's good to write them down somewhere because, again, it solidifies that change, right? We're in the exploring process. So just take a moment and look at your image or whatever you've created and consider how this image makes you feel when you look at it. And just note that or speak it out loud. And if each part of the image or the image as a whole could speak, what would it say or what would they say? And try to relax here. No matter how strange, always go with your first instinct. So just write down whatever pops into your head first when I ask that question. So your image may be one thing, or you may have multiple parts to it, right? Shapes within or different symbols. So just ask that image as a whole or parts of it what it would like to say to you, what message it has for you. And if it helps, you can always begin your statements with words like I am, or I need, or I want. And lastly, if you turn the image on its side or upside down, just rotating it, does the meaning change? Does your perception of it change? And how so? So just go ahead and begin to slowly rotate whatever you've created, looking at it from different angles, and just note down if the meaning changes at all or if your perception changes. Now, close your eyes again, and I want you to pick a new word, the opposite of stress. So maybe that's happiness, joy, peace, or balance. Just picking a word that feels like it's the opposite of stress for you. Breathe in slowly through the nose and out through the mouth, and just imagine that you shrink down again into that part of the body that was holding the most stress. And I want you to imagine that as you stand inside the body in this place of stress, that you hold your hands in front of you and imagine that you are holding that new word as a ball of light. So, whatever word you picked, maybe it was happiness or balance or peace, whatever the opposite of stress is for you, it's now a ball of light within your hands as you stand in this part of your body. And with each inhale, I want you to imagine that that ball of light gets bigger. Breathing in, it expands. Breathing in, it fills this space inside the body. Now imagine that you look around and just notice if things look or feel different. This part of the body is full of this healing light now. It's full of the opposite of stress. It's eliminated stress. It's cleared the space. It's lessened those negative feelings. What does it sound like now? What does it smell like? What does it feel like in this space? Just being aware. And again, growing back fully into yourself, growing big again. You can always return if you need to. For now, we're growing big again. Deep breath in, open your eyes, and you're going to create a new image from what you felt or saw with your new word. Okay, so just take about a minute to 3 minutes and just notice how that space looked or felt when it was full of your new word that represented the opposite of stress. Use whatever materials you have, maybe the back of the first piece of paper. If you have art supplies around you, you're welcome to use those, but a pen or pencil's just fine. Just fully aware of how you felt and what you saw, just creating an image from that, just a general image to summarize the experience. Remember, it can be scribble, it can be stick figures, whatever's right for you. Just a little bit longer now. Maybe finding a place to stop or conclude, remembering you can always do more of this later. Since our time is precious today, just finding a place to pause. And once again, we're going to ask some questions, but just two this time. Looking at the art that you've created, take note by speaking out loud or writing it down, or just thinking how you feel looking at your new image. Just take a note of how you feel looking at your new image. And next, how can you cultivate this feeling into your life? When you look at both of your images, right? From A to B, maybe you want to ask your image, how can I cultivate you in my life? How do I get here? Just be very open, always going with your first response, just trusting that answer. And that's it. We're coming to a place where we can stop now. And if you were truly open to receiving insight and realize a little, right? If you were very open to insight and realization, then this should have worked very well for you. I hope that you gained something new. If not, nothing is wrong with you and you did it right. Sometimes it just takes a little longer to quiet the mind and to trust the inner voice. My course teaches all of that and so much more, and extends on the experience that you may have just had for deeper healing and transformation, or simply for stress relief. So I hope that you now feel a bit more at ease, and I hope that I'll have the honor of working with you in an upcoming course or workshop. So if you'd like, you can register for my newest course, 9 Days to Conscious Connection, at the end of this webinar. And if you're wondering what others think of it, here are just a few testimonials from individuals that have already taken it. Alyssa S. and I have been working together for 11 months now, almost a full year. And she took this course using the same KISS method that we just went through. And she had an absolutely wonderful experience. And she really felt that it was diverse and allowed her to dive deep into the material. Madison D., she was only able to do module 1, and it was a little bit difficult at first, but she's discovering new parts of herself. She loves the meditation. I've worked with her before. This has actually really helped her sleep better at night. Sometimes she even falls asleep during meditation, and that's actually a compliment to me if I can relax someone that much. And Samantha P. said it was like a fog lifted, and I could see not just this situation, but my life in a whole new way. It left me feeling empowered. And I remember speaking to Sam after she finished this course, and she was so full of energy, and I could see the transformation. It was absolutely apparent just in her voice, in her body language, and she was able to sort through thoughts and emotions in ways that she'd never been able to before. Jennifer Z., she loves the meditations. She and I have been working together for almost a year as well. She loves doing the artsy parts. It really brings out sometimes her silly side, right? Which helps us to get in touch with that playful creativity that sometimes we drown out a little bit in our daily life. She had a lot of beautiful aha moments and felt that it was very profound and therapeutic. James B. took the course, and again, full disclosure, because I am all about authenticity. James is my husband. He is my life partner and my soulmate, and he was one of the first ones to say, I will support you. I will test run this course. And this man is very closed, I will say, with his emotions. And here he said it was very enlightening, and it brought more meaning into his life. And I was able to witness his artwork and really see the profound transformation that it had. It alleviated stress, and it definitely unlocked his creative side. From Marcus T., he said, at the end of my 9 days, I felt extremely proud of myself for not only completing the program, but for not rushing through it. I realized that I was able to create a routine around my responsibilities, which provided me the opportunity to learn how to allow myself to become a priority amongst the day-to-day chaos. For anyone who feels they are unsure if this is the program for them, it is. Sometimes that feeling of being unsure is exactly what we need in order to let go of that baggage we're carrying. Thank you so much, so much, so much to Marcus for taking this course. Another one from Courtney L. She said, this new understanding was discovered through tapping into my creative and meditative side. She loved the workbook. She loved all of the bonuses that are provided, the supportive Facebook group. She has a new outlook now. She feels that she has worked on these self-improvement exercises. There's a mini self-care guide that she really enjoyed. And she really took her time, right? She focused on herself herself, and she was able to evaluate her creations and think about each of those, right? Almost as a topic of the day. And also Matthew M, thank you so much. He said, I felt a great deal more confident and sure about my inner voice and how I wanted to respond to the decision. Overall, he really enjoyed this course. He felt it was easy to navigate and separate into 9 sections, that he was able to follow a theme, right? Making it easy to complete in one section at a time. And I I show his little stick figure there because, again, right, it might be a masterpiece, but it might also just be a stick figure. That's a masterpiece too. Kayla H, she said, I didn't stop and go my own route because I would have missed what this brought to the table. So I remember reading her success story, her testimonial, and she said she hit a bump, right? Which sometimes we do. And she felt that resistance and she wanted to skip. She wanted to skip through one of the meditations or one of the exercises, but she didn't. And because she pushed through and because she was aware of that resistance, she didn't miss out on everything that the course brought to the table. So thank you all so much. Don't forget to check out my full course, 9 Days to Conscious Connection, now during the launch sale. And if you want more information on me, you can visit manifestinginspiration.life. There's lots of information there on upcoming courses, on the work I've done. There's links to my nonprofit, to my books and that website. So feel free to check it out if you're curious. And then also feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or feedback. I'm open to helpful criticism always. That's how we improve and grow, right? So if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, you can also reach out, Michelle Brianna at manifestinginspiration.life. And I see I'm missing an O on that T, but that's okay. So reach out to me if you're interested in working one-on-one. I am sending all of you love and light. Thank you so much for participating in the chat. I hope that you feel a little less stressed and that your happiness has been rekindled. And I look forward to seeing all of you soon.